What up? It's Trent Out Loud, and I'm back with another episode. All right, depending on what time zone you're in, it's Wednesday night, but for some of y'all, it's Thursday, and cock-a-doodle-doo, it's Thanksgiving. Actually, as I was saying that, I just realized something. If it's Thursday morning for you, that means you're not in the United States of America, and it's not Thanksgiving for you. So, sorry about that. Anyways, happy Thursday morning to the people in the world who are Thursday morning and Wednesday nighters, Americans. Happy Thanksgiving for tomorrow ahead of time, all right? Oh, I am crazy. All right, maybe I'm still a little jet lagged from traveling. Anyways, I have a good show set up for you guys today. We actually have a breaking story that literally just came out like 5 minutes ago. Somebody has been shot in Washington, D.C., so that is some breaking news. Have a little bit of information for you. Also, behind the feed and off the record, Candance Owens pulls her show offline completely. Also, Jay-Z is caught trying to cover up stealing from artists. This is a follow-up from the Rock Nation distribution deal last week that we told you guys about. Also, in lead stories, FBI Director Kash Patel might be fired in the next couple of days, and Trump beats another case. The Georgia case gets dismissed. In quick news, we're going to talk Megan Thee Stallion, Milagro, Beyoncé, Rihanna, Nicki Minaj, Lil Kim, Kendrick Perkins, Blueface, Hazel E, iHeart Radio. Trump has a new name for MAGA, and an inmate escapes by throwing out the trash. And also two last quick stories. A weightlifter, the strongest woman, weightlifter, she got stripped of her title, and there's something else that we just added. All right, it's an impromptu show today, okay? As always, we're going to close out the show with question of the day, social discussion of the day, and comments of the day. For those of you who are sick and tired of spam phone calls, text messages, and emails, we have a free trial from Aura for you to help you get rid of all spam that's annoying you, because it literally just drives me crazy. That's it. Y'all know what time it is. Turn your TVs, your radio, your devices up. It's a long weekend for some of y'all. Let's get this party started. I'm about to start this show. Let's go. All right, in our first and only breaking story, 2 National Guardsmen have been shot in downtown Washington near the White House, according to multiple sources. The suspect is allegedly in custody. 2 National Guardsmen were shot in the downtown Washington, D.C. area on Wednesday. Homeland Security Christy Nomes confirmed on a couple of minutes ago to ABC. According to early reports, the scene has been secured and the police have taken 1 suspect into custody. DC Metropolitan Police urge the public to avoid the area. All right, like I said, this literally just came out 10 minutes ago as we were setting up here to record. Of course, there is speculation. There are so many speculations just in 10 minutes. My phone rang 2 times already. So we don't know exactly what's going on, and I don't want to speculate, but there's some things going on. If I find out some more stuff before the end of the show, I'll fill you guys in. Comment below. I'm sure you guys have heard some stuff that are circulating out there, but this is not just an impromptu like robbery that went bad or whatever. There's something behind this, but I don't have all the information. I'll let you guys know before. If not, come back here tomorrow and I'll let you know. All right, in our first story behind the feed and off the record, Candance Owens pulls her show after claiming the White House acknowledged her unaliving warning. All right, I'm going to read just a little blurb from somebody that gave their opinion that's kind of making rounds. I wanted to read it to you guys, and then I'll read to you what's going on with Candace. This person said, I understand and acknowledge that Candance Owens has said some things that are hard to believe. But when she says the White House and counterterrorism officials have received her reports and she wants public confirmation, it's fair for people to at least pay attention. You can doubt her and still demand transparency. You can question the details and still expect accountability. That balance is how we stay grounded and united. Accountability. The new Twitter location policy also revealed how many accounts operating outside of the country have been attempting to divide conversation online, which is why sharing information within our community really matters. Okay, so I wanted to just read that out first because I know already in the comment section, somebody's going to say, I don't believe her. This is, clickbait, blah, 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 blah. And then there's going to be other people that are going to be like, no, Candace is standing up for the people they're writing out. I think both things can be true. Maybe there's some things that she might stretch a little, and there might be some things that she does to create extra engagement, but it also could be based in some truths, right? Like she has been right a few times, and of course there has been some things that she said that didn't necessarily come out as like a lie, but has been come out as being very stretched and very, alleged this and maybe this, and I have reason to believe, and I think this, and she leaves a lot of things very, very gray. And then if they don't happen, she's like, oh, well, it's okay. Well, I thought that. Anyways, let's get into what she just put out, why she took her show off, and then we'll just talk about it a little bit more. Our show will be off air this week. As an update, both the White House and our counterterrorism agencies has confirmed receipt of what I reported publicly. Emmanuel Macron attempted to organize an unaliving of my life per a source close to the first couple. Also, I will again state that the French were involved in Charlie Kirk's unaliving, but they did not act alone. I just want to pause there before she gets into more Charlie Kirk thing. You have to read this sentence very carefully. As an update, both the White House and our counterterrorism agencies have confirmed receipt of what I reported publicly, that the Macrons are trying to unalive me. She didn't say that the White House and the counterterrorism received it and confirmed it and said that, yes, this is a credible threat, or yes, that it's verified and it's true. All she said is they have received. So that's almost like sending an email and then you get like an automatic reply like, all right, what you sent, like re-received. Nobody has checked it. Nobody has come out and said, this is fact. And, as Americans or as the government, we're going to look into this. So I just want to make that clear because a lot of people are coming online. A lot of Candace fans are like, you see. So let's go on. For those of you who doubted my claims, you can now look to the president of the United States and our intelligence agencies to issue a statement to confirm whether I am telling the truth. Again, she does not say that they have or that they did today or whatever. She said you could look to them, right? To issue a statement to confirm whether I'm telling the truth. So we're on a standby notice. And then she went on to say, we cannot live in a world where our governments collude to protect Jeffrey Epstein and to unalive Charlie Kirk. That does not work. We elect rulers who stay silent and choose to look the other way because of money and cowardness. This no longer works. What I find weird about that is her first tweet is, you can look to the president, you can look to our government, they have all the information, they're going to protect me. And then she goes and drags Trump in the next one and says, you cannot live in a world where a government colludes to protect Jeffrey Epstein and unalive Charlie Kirk. Some people are saying that they feel like Candace might be manic, hypermanic, might be going through some mental health issues. Some people went as far to say that they're blaming Candance Owens' team for letting her actually record, type these things, and do these things because it's so far-fetched. And as you can see, they're not fully making sense because if there's a government, if the U.S. government, if you don't trust the U.S. government, why are you going to them and telling people, your followers, the U.S. government has all my information and the U.S. government is going to protect me? Be ready for them to say something, make a statement. So nobody knows what's going on. I have watched a couple of videos. I have made some calls and nobody knows. And this could be the reason why her show is off the air. It could be that somebody finally on her team was like, yo, you need a break. You need medication. You need to be checked in somewhere. It could be the US government saying, yo, while we look into this, we want you to stay off the air. It could be that she got a threat and, Candace appears that she doesn't scare easily, but it could be where, she maybe upset the wrong people and it's gotten to a level where she's like, all right, you know what I mean? I'm good. So we will see. And actually the other thing is also maybe she wants to take off for Thanksgiving. Do you see how much of a wide spectrum that it could be? It could be literally like this unaliving attempt that is true and the government is like, yo, we got you. Or it could just be like she wants to take Thanksgiving off and she wants a lot of views on her page before she leaves. So we will stay close to this as we have always been. I told you guys yesterday when we first told you about this, I am on the Candace fence right now. I used to be the non-believer. She just, very cliquey, very YouTubey. There's a lot of stuff she said about the Black community, Black women, gay rights, LGBTQ, trans, et cetera, that I was just like, yo, no. The Charlie Kirk thing, she was like, this is my friend. And a lot of things that she said really were making sense. A lot of the evidence, a lot of the things with Tyler Robinson and how did he get off the building and where would he put the GUN? It's too big. And there was a lot of speculation led by Candace. So I was like, let me put this aside and, give her grace. Then that also kind of changed too, which we don't have to get into. I spoke about it yesterday too, right? It's like a lot of holes started coming through with the whole Charlie Kirk thing. So we will see. Is this Candace now just giving up on the Charlie Kirk thing and now starting a whole other? I don't know. That's why it's in Behind the Feed and Off the Record. It's gray. We will see. Let me know. Sound off. Let me know. I know there's going to be both sides. Sound off below. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. All right. In our second story, Behind the Feed and Off the Record, we're going to do this quick because, like I said at the top, it's just a little follow-up. Lil Uzi Vert has signed to Roc Nation's distribution and is no longer with Atlantic Records, a move that allows them to remain fully independent and keep ownership of their masters. Now, maybe I missed this, but I don't remember when Lil Uzi Vert changed his pronouns to they, them. I mean, yeah, I don't know when that happened, but okay. This goes back to what I was speaking to, I think it was last week. It was definitely before I left for Phoenix, that Jay-Z's new Roc Nation, what are they calling it? Distribution. It's a nice dashboard. It gives you all the reading of social media, your music, and all of this. The presentation of it is nice, but the back end of it, it's no different from the major record labels that were stealing masters and robbing people of their money since the beginning of music. You could go back to like Little Richard times till today. And the reason why a lot of people are so upset is that Jay-Z, tries to position himself and present himself as, I am an artist. I want to do this for artists. I want to help the artist. I want to give back to the artist. So when you build a distribution hub, Roc Nation Distribution, and it's like, we're putting all your things together all in one thing. You'll be able to analyze your music. You'll be able to upload and this, whatever. And then you take 15% off the top. And another thing I found out yesterday, they don't take 15% of the net. They take 15% of the gross. So it's 100%. Roc Nation takes 15 off the top. And then after that 85, there's things that come out. And then you're left with whatever is left. Sometimes it might be 50, 40, whatever, depending on what other things you have to go with. Anyways, so here is Damza talking about this. But the reason why this is making a story today is Lil Uzi Vert now going over to Roc Nation. It's Jay and his team knowing all of the backlash, seeing all the backlash, and they're trying to put a face to the distribution. So independent artists, if they see, Lil Uzi Vert went there, maybe it's not so bad because, everyone's talking online about how bad it is and Jay-Z's robbing everybody. Why would Lil Uzi Vert go there? Then why would, he'll put, 3 or 4 names on there, but they actually get management from Roc Nation. That's the thing. You, the independent artist that uploads your music to Roc Nation's platform, you just upload it. It goes to 200 services. And for those who didn't see last week, this is just for independent artists. If instead of you having to distribute your song to 200 platforms, YouTube, Apple, Spotify, SoundCloud, all that, this will do it for you. But if you just distribute it and you put it up there and it gives you analytics, but you don't have a team behind you pushing your music, then you're going to get 100 views. Lil Uzi Vert, who's a multimillionaire and a successful artist, yeah, he'll upload his music, but Jay-Z, his whole team, the lawyers, the radio people have all this promotion. So I think this is making Jay look even worse because it's 2025. You can get away with this stuff in the 90s and 2000s. With social media now and with, I like to dub and tell you guys how great we are, new media, legacy media is not honest. New media, we are the ones who are going to tell you like it is. We don't need Jay-Z. We don't need the gatekeepers. So the independent media, the new media, is going to break down and tell y'all that, this is horrible. This is not a good distribution model, and just stay straight independent. You don't need to go and give 15% to Jay-Z. Anyways, I digress. Here is Damza, let him tell you, who's basically, by the way, he's been in the music industry for around 30 years. He's actually a legend. Take a listen.
So a lot of people are asking me what I think of the new Roc Nation digital distribution platform. I happen to agree with Russ. It's madness. I mean, the old record deal would take your masters, and the new record deal just takes your data. There's no advance, no marketing team, no promo budget, and no leverage. You are signing a record deal without a lawyer the second you hit I agree and upload your song and click the terms of service. That's what we're dealing with here. You upload your song, they train to keep current off of your models and make new music. That's what they're doing. That's my opinion on both of these, the Tidal and the Roc Nation deal. It's just another way to collect data, like the record companies, and screw the artist.
All right, so there you have it. There are more people calling out Jay-Z. We do know that Jay has some major money problems, just remortgaged his home for $50 million. He was out in Dubai or somewhere in the Middle East, trying to get money out there. Tasha K has called him out. A lot of people have called him out. I've called him out since the beginning of the year. And I just think a lot of people are disappointed that, Jay is running tight on his liquid cash. Is he still worth money? Is he still worth $1 billion? Of course he is, but he needs money. He doesn't want to sell off his assets. And how it looks is like he's turning to independent artists to take their money. A lot of people are not happy with that. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, in our first lead story, Donald Trump might be cashing out on Kash Patel. Cool little title, huh? All right, President Donald Trump is considering removing Kash Patel as FBI director in the coming months, as he and his top allies have grown increasingly frustrated by the unflattering headlines Patel has recently garnered, according to 3 people with knowledge of the situation who requested autonomy in order to speak freely. Patel has come under scrutiny for his stewardship of the Bureau's resources, including his girlfriend's security detail and use of government jet, and for his squabbles with the other Trump loyalists. Though I do have a video. Take a listen.
FBI Director Kash Patel may be out of a job in the coming months. 3 people with knowledge of the situation say President Trump and his top aides have grown tired of Patel and the unflattering headlines.
I honestly don't know, what Donald Trump was thinking putting Kash Patel in the FBI seat. Now, we all know that Donald Trump was adamant about having his people in his cabinet. He didn't even hide that. He was like, hey, I know my mistakes I made from my first term, my second term, all going to be my people. But couldn't he find loyalists that actually knew what they were doing? Pam Bondi, Kash Patel, Pete Hegseth, this is crazy. You know what I mean? I think it's even crazier that, they got through confirmation, but it's, that's the hold that Donald Trump had on the Republican Party. And that's what happens when you have, such a majority in everywhere you turn. I am not surprised by this. I do not think that Kash Patel was anywhere suited to be the FBI director at all. And I also think that it's not the helicopter, it's not the Secret Service, because they all use government stuff to do things or whatever. It's the embarrassment. Donald Trump does not like embarrassment. The way how he handled the Charlie Kirk, remember when he was tweeting out, oh, we caught the guy. Oh, no, we didn't catch the guy. You know, how he handles himself in interviews. Just Trump is all about appearance. He's all about marketing. There might not be everything intact behind, but he needs you to show up. And I just don't think that Kash Patel has the, I don't want to be insulting. I don't want to say, I just don't think that he has the charisma, and I don't think that he definitely 100% doesn't have the qualities, but we all knew that. But my whole point is that even if you don't have the qualities, Trump wants you to at least appear like you do. That's what I'm trying to say. And that is what Kash Patel is failing at. So I don't know what he'll do next, but I'm sure Trump has a backup plan if he's getting somebody out, because he's not going to want to play and put the wrong person in that seat, because you know, they are halfway in control of the Epstein files. I mean, Pam Bondi has ultimate control as DOJ, but, you know, he's going to need to do a couple of things. So we'll see. And it could also tie back into Epstein as well, too. Could be some other handling. So that is a second thing that I think it possibly could be. But we'll see what happens. You know, he could just be the scapegoat that Donald Trump needs. We'll see. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, our second lead story. New prosecutor who replaced Fani Willis moves to dismiss Trump's entire Georgia case where he was accused of trying to overturn the 2020 election. The Teflon Don strikes once again. The Georgia election interference case that shook the whole country is suddenly on its last breath. The new prosecutor who took over after Fani Willis was removed has officially moved to throw the entire case out. Yes, the same case accusing Donald Trump and several others of trying to overturn the 2020 election in Georgia. According to court documents, prosecuting attorney, counsel, and Georgia director Pete took control of the case in October. He is now asking the court to dismiss all charges. This comes after nearly 3 years of investigation and headlines. According to reports that Fani Willis originally brought to the indictment in August 2023 against Trump and 18 others, she used Georgia's anti-racketeering law to accuse them of running a conspiracy to overturn Trump's loss to Joe Biden. The case was moving forward until Fani Willis was pushed out over what courts called an appearance of impropriety because of her romantic relationship with the special prosecutor she hired. Once Willis was removed and Pete stepped in, things flipped fast. He received the evidence and says he was dismissing the case because it was the best option for justice. He flipped the motion in late November and it hit social media immediately. The defense has always argued that Fani's relationship with prosecutor Nathan Wade created a conflict of interest. They claim that the two benefited from the case when Wade used his earnings to pay for vacations they took together. Now, the entire case might collapse because the new prosecutor is not moving forward. Fani did, I don't know. It was a long time ago. Let's not even get into that. Some feel like she messed it up. Some feel like she didn't mess it up. Let's not get into it. I am not surprised by this at all. You know, half of the reason why Donald Trump wanted to be back president is because he knew if he was president again, he would be able to overturn, dismiss, beat all his charges, not get sentenced, everything. Of course, there was a ton of other reasons, but if he did not win this presidency, those court cases would have been a completely different story. I still don't think that he necessarily would have been put in jail because he still is a former president at the end of the day, but definitely half the reasons were things like this, keeping his record super clean. I know there's people out there that are going to say that, you know, somebody like this being a president of the United States and being able to get away with these kind of things, like, should be ground for impeachment. And, it's almost like just blatant, right? We saw what happened yesterday when the prosecutor was selected by Trump to run the indictments for James Comey and Letitia James, and that got thrown out. Like, there's so many things that happen that you're like, he's not supposed to be doing this. He directs Pam Bondi to look into Bill Clinton, look into this. Like, there's things that Trump does as a president that no other president would ever do. And people look and are like, how can a president do that? And I'm not taking his side, but the one thing I will say is change the laws to make it not able to be done. If you want things to change, then the laws has to be changed. And Trump has always been famous for that. When they were talking about, I think it was during one of Hillary Clinton and his first debate or their second debate, and she said, he uses the tax code to, save money for his billionaire friends. And he's like, yeah, of course I do that because it's the law. And if the law is open for me to be able to do that, I'm going to do it. Change the law and then I won't be able to do it. So he's been famous to say, no, I know the code and I know the ins and outs and I'm going to do whatever I want that's within these parameters. So it is crazy the things that he's able to get away with and do and just appoint people in different cases and get things done. And all that could even avoid the Jeffrey Epstein files. But you have to give him credit for knowing and understanding the law and using it to his advantage. It's disgusting, but he is staying with the perimeters of the law. And I think that the government is a place where it should be for the people, elected by the people. So just be careful and think about that next time you go to the voting box and think who you're voting for. And then things like this won't happen. Sorry, I just wanted a little bit of a rant, but we the people control the government and the laws. Put people in there to make the laws for things like this not to happen. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. All right, this brings us to quick news. Ring my bell. All right, our first quick story. Milagro admits in court she believes Megan was shot. All right, Milagro clarifies her stance in court today, confirming she has always believed Megan Thee Stallion was hurt the night that she was shot. According to the court reporter, shout out to Megan, when the attorney asked her if hurt meant she believed Megan was actually shot, Milagro answered yes. The moment is significant given Milagro's long-running public commentary on the Tory Lanez case, where she was often accused of downplaying Megan's injuries. Megan, whose real name is Megan Pete, was shot in 2020, and Tory Lanez was later convicted. So this is just me giving you guys the quick update like I told you every day I would. Before we get into this, I just literally got this text from Megan. There will be no verdict today. I was actually standing by and waiting to put this in lead stories because we thought we were going to get a verdict today. No verdict today. In the US, there's Thanksgiving, and then, of course, Friday's a holiday, so we will not get a verdict till Monday. Could go longer than that, but definitely Monday. That's crazy because I know some content creators that are out there that were hoping to leave, get the verdict, and bounce, but now they have to wait till Monday. Crazy. Anyways, yeah, so yesterday and earlier today, this was kind of like the biggest thing that came out of it. Here is the writing. Have you always said that Miss Pete was hurt the night of the shooting? Milagro answered and said yes. From day one, yes, I have. And once and for all, when you say hurt, does that mean you believe she was shot? Yes. Do you believe that fragments from the GUN were found in her hood? Yes. Look, Milagro is, I don't think she was ever like, yo, Megan, like nothing happened to Megan. All Milagro has been trying to do, I'm not taking her side, but all she's done the whole time was just try to get Tory's name out of it. She doesn't believe that Tory had something to do with it. So yes, this is a little bit of news because she has alluded to the fact that maybe she wasn't shot, but it wasn't like, yo, unequivocally. It's like, it was maybe glass and it was maybe this or whatever. Like her foot was obviously bleeding, right? So in court, of course, she has to be a little bit more detailed. So yes, it's good that they got this out, but I don't think that this means that she is guilty. I don't think that this is proof that it's like, aha, I told you this was defamatory and now you owe Megan whatever the amount is. I don't think that this gets the defamation verdict, the yes verdict that she defamed her. So we'll still see. People are on the fence. Everybody who I talk to, it's not like one side or the other. Everybody has said they're not too sure what's going on. And another thing that I heard is that where the decision is going to be very important is that, is Milagro going to be able to fall under the journalism law? Is she official media journalism? Because if you are, then you definitely have a little bit more wiggle room. It doesn't mean that you could completely lie and defame somebody, but you have a little bit more wiggle room. And if she's not, and she's just a civilian, then she does not fall under the protection of the Florida journalism law. Then it's a little bit harder. Now, the thing that's a little bit confusing is that the judge is going to make that decision, but the judge is going to make that decision, if I'm not mistaken, after the jury's verdict. So not too sure, waiting for clarity for that, but waiting for the judge's decision, if she is media or not. And of course, we're waiting on the verdict. So we'll know more Monday. Sucks we didn't get to find out before Thanksgiving. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, in our second quick story, I need you all to understand that Rihanna, Nicki Minaj, and Beyoncé are all beautiful. They are all naturally going to gain weight because they are human and they are no longer in their 20s. We generally have to stop talking about these queens' looks. These off-guard pictures of Rihanna, Nicki Minaj, and Beyoncé have brought out some really disappointing behavior across different fan bases. People are talking about their bodies and recent looks as if they aren't real women leading and living real lives. It is generally disgusting. These are three grown women who have achieved more than most people could ever dream of, and they're allowed to age, change, gain weight, lose weight, carry stress, have children, evolve, and simply exist without being torn apart by strangers online. What's sad is watching fans from different stands use unflattering angles and random screenshots to drag these women who have done nothing to them. It's embarrassing. These are Black women who have given the world so much, and the constant nitpicking and commentary is really growing old, etc., etc., etc. Okay, people need to stop acting like perfection is a requirement and start remembering they're human. Okay, I wanted to talk to you guys about this because yesterday's show I showed you some pictures of Beyoncé at F1. I thought she looked amazing. Yes, I did acknowledge that, she does look like she put on a little bit of weight, but that, to me, she looked hotter. To me, I haven't seen Beyoncé look that hot in a little while. So I'm a little shocked that this is like an online thing. For those who didn't see last week when Nicki Minaj was at that Trump, can't remember what it was, when she talked at the UN for somebody for Trump with Nigeria, if I'm not mistaken. A couple of people were shocked at how Nicki Minaj looked. She was kind of dressed down like a normal person, quote unquote. She didn't have heels on or whatever. And yes, it looked like she put on a little bit of weight. Rihanna, I mean, she just delivered. She just had a baby. So I don't know where it comes from. I particularly, as a man, like a natural woman. I like a natural look. I think it's gorgeous. I think women who are pregnant are gorgeous, or women who just gave birth. It's gorgeous. So that's just me. But on the flip side, when you are a celebrity and you're in the public eye, this is what comes of it. So I would hope that this is something that the public is fighting over, but Beyonce's not at home being like, oh my gosh, da, 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 or Nicki or whatever. And I would hope that they're not. But when you're in the public eye and you're doing these videos and you're doing these covers and you're on the cover of Vogue and you're cover on this and everything is touched up and it's the best makeup people on the planet, the best hair person on the planet. You can't afford to do that every day. So if you're just popping out somewhere, then you're not going to have your glam squad. You know what I mean? So like I said, it's a normal public reaction, and I understand it, but at the same time, I don't understand how people cannot just like a natural looking person, because we're all natural humans. You got to know that she's not going to look like she does in her video. So that's just my 2 cents on this. I wanted to weigh in. You guys let me know what you think in the comment section below. All right, our third quick story. Billboard ranks Lil Kim's Hardcore as the #1 best rap album cover of all times. Okay, now look, I love Lil Kim and all, but I don't know. I think this is a little bit of a stretch. Number 5 was Notorious B.I.G. Remember, guys, I'm not, for those who are not seeing, well, no, I'm not even going to put up a picture, but the Notorious B.I.G.'s the one with the baby on it. I thought that was dope. Kanye West, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. That's one with the girl with the glass and the kind of like a drawing. 3rd, DMX, Flesh on My Flesh, Blood on My Blood. I don't like that kind of like gory stuff, so Outkast, Stankonia. Thought it was a dope album cover, and then number 1, Lil Kim. Now, I can't go through every rap album cover for the past 40 years, but other than Ready to Die and Stankonia, that would just be my 2, and I don't know if I put them in the top. But I do love this. And it really set like a precedent with Lil Kim, you know? Like, it's just not number 1. You guys let me know who you think, if any of your top 5 that I just said, if you think this should be number 1, or if not, one that we're not thinking. What is your number 1 rap album cover? All right, our 4th quick story. Kendra Perkins says Shedeur Sanders is the most powerful black man since Barack Obama. Like, Perk, what are you even saying? Y'all know how much I love Shedeur Sanders, and yes, he is, I can't even think what to say. Like, he's a good quarterback. He's not even great yet, and I hope that he turns out to be the quarterback that we wish him to be. But he won 1 game, bro. He's like, he's the most powerful black man since Barack Obama. Listen to Kendrick.
Shedeur Sanders is the most powerful black man since 2009. You know what happened in 2009?
Right.
That's when President Obama got elected in office.
He goes on to say that Barack Obama, when he was running in 2008 and of course became president in 2009, that since then the black community hasn't come together to agree on something and unite on something, that everyone's coming together to kind of like, cheer on Shedeur. But bruh, what? Barack Obama, the first black president of the United States of America, to Shedeur Sanders, 5th round draft pick, number 4 on Cleveland Browns, and then Gabriel got a concussion and now he's starting? I love Shedeur, but this is a stretch that I do not agree with. Y'all let me know in the comment section below what you think. All right, little Blueface update. Blueface and, this is the 5th quick story. Blueface and Hazel E are officially done. I don't even have a write-up for this. All right, I'm going to play you 3 clips. Blueface breaking up with Hazel, then Hazel being like, yo, I don't care, and then we'll play the reason why they broke up, because Blueface has a new side chick. Take a listen.
Officially letting Hazel go from the roster. Hazel E, you are too old to be acting this young. We're done.
I don't understand why you think you can be done with me. I'm done with you. You over here being disrespectful, kissing trailer park trash all in the lips, taking it, eating, sucking crab legs together.
Tell her how much you love your sideline on.
How much I love what?
Your sideline.
I know there's more important things in the world, but the Blueface, Krishan, I don't know, it just makes me laugh. It entertains me. All right, our 6th quick story. iHeartRadio executives say company will not play AI music or use AI-generated personalities in staff memo. The memo last week marked the beginning of iHeart's new Guaranteed Human program. All right, I actually got this off of Charlamagne's Instagram. Shout out to Char. Shah wrote this. He said, it's a damn shame when we come to the point in our society where this even has to be done. But here we are. I'm sure the future companies who do this will be called AI phobic, but I personally love it because if you think that we cannot tell the difference between real and fake now, imagine how it's going to be in the future. Not to mention the midterm elections are next year, so the digital psychological warfare will be through the roof. Anytime you can determine if something is indeed guaranteed human, I will welcome it. Let's discuss. Y'all know how I feel about AI, and I don't mind AI music as long as it's from an actual person and not just made up from the labels. I don't know how I feel about like an AI host, but as I always say, I think everybody just needs to chill a little bit because we can't see a world with AI because we don't know a world of AI. And through every introduction of technology, people have been worried and scared, from radio to TV to the internet to social media to now AI. And I get that AI is scary. It 100% is. But at the end of the day, I think this is a human invention, human control, and I don't see a future where you do not have one radio personality, you don't have one artist singing, and you're telling me you have an AI radio station and every artist is AI, and we're just sitting down here as humans. Like, I just don't see it. Just imagine sitting down and watching the Grammy Awards, and there's a robot hosting, a robot filming, a robot singing, and it's just like it will not get to that point where we're sharing the world with robots. I really don't think that. Will there be a lot more robotic things and a lot more AI? Yes, but I just don't see a world where we sit down as humans and literally have zero purpose on the planet and we just sit here. Yo, what up? What up? Like, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, our seventh quick story. Oh, this is funny. Somebody wrote this on Twitter and says, if you're not planning to have kids, why are you working so hard for money? What are you going to do with all that money? And then somebody reposted a guy on a boat, literally just sprawled out with a girl feeding him grapes. And of course, it's an attractive woman in a bikini. It just got me to thinking, like, as you guys know, I'm a single guy. I do not have kids. And, you know, sometimes I ask myself that too, you know, and I'm like, I have my stuff, I have things set up, I'm doing whatever, et cetera, but like, what is it for? You know, and like, it sometimes makes me sad that I don't have anybody to leave it to, and who knows, you never know, things could change in the future. But, you know, because I'm single and because I'm not, you know, engaged or married or whatever, it seems further away, and then you have to think, you know, like, what happens? Like, do you continue working this hard? And I think that's like society has programmed us to think that you only work to get a house, you only work to build a family, and you only work to provide for your family, and you only work to leave your family something. And while that is great, and I am a firm believer in building generational wealth, I'm starting to find like there also is beauty in working very hard, as you guys know that I have done for my entire life. But there's beauty in also working extremely hard and benefiting from it as well, and enjoying your life and enjoying the fruits of your labor. Now, I might not be able to leave material or physical things, but I'll be able, and we discussed this before, I'll be able to leave back my presence. I will be able to leave back this show. I will be able to leave back my book, which in turn, I hope, inspires somebody, you know, maybe ignites, you know, an invention or a creation or whatever it is, you know what I mean? Or like, wow, I used to watch Trend and he said this, and then, you know, it made me, you know, because, you know, I'm almost very motivating, you know, it motivated me to get up and do the bakery that I wanted to do, or do this, whatever I wanted to do. I think that my purpose in life is to inspire people to live out their truth. So all of that to say is that you can find other ways to have purpose in your life and for it to be fulfilling, and it not only be kids. Please don't get me wrong. I would love to have kids. I think it's the ultimate blessing, the ultimate blessings. But you could still live a life of 95%. Let's say kids are 100. You could still live a very fulfilling, purposeful life, working hard and enjoying the fruits of your labor. As long as you just give back to society in some way. So that is my purpose, and this tweet just inspired me. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. All right, in our 8th quick story, Donald Trump says he has a new name for his Republican supporters, and it's Republicans. Now, y'all know I'm dyslexic, so a word that I've never heard before, I have a hard time pronouncing. So I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. But Donald Trump tweeted out and said, there's a new word for a Trump Republican, which is almost everybody. He said, whatever, great policy is the key. It is a Republican or a T-Pelican. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but yeah. I think more importantly, and this is just my hunch, my thing, I think Donald Trump is seeing the support that he's losing from MAGA, which started with the immigration and arresting of the wrong people. You remember like all those videos? You don't see them as much anymore, but last month they were everywhere. In the month before, ICE started losing some MAGA. Jeffrey Epstein files the past couple of weeks really lost a lot of MAGA people because they were the ones who started it. The government shut down. So I feel like he's looking like, hey, if my MAGA base is leaving, why don't I just start a new one? Because I've heard him a couple of times being like, I am MAGA. I started MAGA. But now MAGA has its own entity in its own world. And I think MAGA could look and be like, we could just replace Trump. It's crazy, which it is crazy. But I think that's what he's doing. Again, no source, no nothing. This is just my hunch. But you got to come up with a better name because it's horrible because I can't even pronounce it. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, in our 9th quick story, video captures Arkansas inmate escaping while taking out the trash. Okay, this is hilarious. We'll play this real quick. Beside me, there's no audio anyways. For those of you who are not seeing the video, there's this inmate taking out the trash. There's a big dumpster. He throws it and then runs off. Now, there's no other angle but this. But how could this even be possible? I have seen many jails, and they're always closed and enclosed. And if there's ever a gate, there's literally armed guards there. Like, so where's he running to? This is what I don't understand. If anybody has another angle, please send it to me. I would love to see it because where's he running to? You can't run and jump over the fence. You can't, I really want to know. And from what I've heard latest is that he's still on the run. Oh, I didn't even realize I had to write up for this. Maybe we'll get some information here. Arkansas State Police and local authorities are actively searching. See, he's still searching for a St. Francis County inmate who escaped Monday night while taking out the trash at the detention center. Christopher Davenport of Forest City was discovered missing around 7 p.m. during a routine head count, according to WREG3. The St. Francis County Sheriff's Department said Davenport was a trustee and was a trustee, and surveillance video shows him stepping outside to dump the trash before taking off around 6:21 p.m. Davenport was facing several felony charges, including first-degree battery, a second count of endangering the welfare of somebody who was young, and multiple weapon-related offenses. He also had additional charges tied to a prior arrest by the U.S. Marshal Services. Okay, so this guy was dangerous, had a bunch of stuff going on. The one thing I don't understand is that it said Davenport was a trustee. Now, maybe whatever made him a trustee, maybe that gave him a little bit more access to walk around freely. But how could you give this guy this access when you know he's facing several felony charges? That means he hasn't been sentenced yet. Anyways, This is a developing story, as you could tell. It literally just came out like an hour before I started recording. But the video is hilarious. Like, throw the garbage, boom, I'm out. And the other thing I think that is ridiculous of people that escape jail, where are you going to go, sir, Mr. Davenport? It's 2025. You could escape jail pretty easily 20, 30 years ago. But there are cameras, drones, surveillance, DNA that like you can't go anywhere unless you have like a real thought out plan. It's got to be like thought out, worked, and you're getting out the country and you got 10 people working for you. But just running out on the whim. Don't you remember the jail there? Those 10 guys that like ripped the toilet out and just ran. They caught all 10 of them. Like, you're not going anywhere. So unless you're like some sophisticated, like those guys in Prison Break, you're not going anywhere. So whoever's watching this in prison, bro, or sis, like, I know it's hard, trust me, but please stop doing this, guys. Like, I think this is like the third or fourth this year. You're going to get caught and you're going to do more time. So just chill. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, here we go. The same old debate. Oh, sorry. The 10th quick story. World's strongest woman loses title after it was confirmed she was born a man. Organizers of the strongman game have reversed the results after determining that the original winner wasn't eligible for the women's division. Officials say the error happened because eligibility rules weren't fully verified before awards were handed out. As a result, Jamie Booker has been disqualified and the world's strongest woman title has been reassigned, sparking major discussion across the sporting community. I don't understand how this keeps happening. And I'm going to play the video and you're going to see the person now who is the winner that was second place. You could tell on the stand that she's looking like, this is ridiculous. Like, why are we here? This is a man winning this award. And in the photo op, you can hear her, she mouths it and she's like, are we done now? Like, can we get out of here? So how did she know? And the officials didn't know. Like, you should be testing all female sports, especially a sport like this. You know what I mean? Maybe you could get away with ballet. You know what I mean? But like anything that's strength or that's the agility or something that a man can come in and easily beat a woman just from the way of how a female and a male is structured, test everybody. Anyways, here's the video. Take a listen. I hope there's audio. Take a listen. Anyways, you couldn't really hear the second place runner up, but you could just tell she's like, this is, and she rolls her eyes and leaves. So that tells you everything you need to know. Anyways, y'all sound off. What do you think about this in the comment section below? All right, in our 11th quick story, this is also kind of like breaking news. A massive apartment building fire in Hong Kong leaves 36 people unalived and 279 missing. This is Hong Kong's, one of the worst fires in the past 3 decades, and it ripped through a high-rise residential towers in a flammable bamboo scaffolding. Authorities say. I'm going to play some videos behind you, just really, really bad. Just giving you guys an update on this. Listen, the 38 unalive is horrible too, but what's scaring people is there's close to 300 people missing in a fire like this. It's just tough, Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, this brings us to everyone's favorite segment, comments and social discussion of the day. All right, before we get to that, I have a very important question to ask y'all. Is your computer, laptop, or cell phone vulnerable to data breaches? Hold up. Let me answer that question for you. Yes, they all are if you're not using Aura, the all-in-one digital security platform. Go to my sponsor below, aura.com/trend-out-loud to get your 14-day free trial to see if any of your data has already been exposed. If you're ever wondering how scammers get your cell phone number or why your inbox is filled with spam, here is why. There are companies called data brokers, and they sell your data. They do it without your consent, and they make billions of dollars selling it to marketers, scammers, and even stalkers. This is a legal maneuver that data brokers do. any single thing that you do online where you enter your name, you enter your address, your phone number, social security, banking, credit card, it's all taken in the background and sold in the name of, we just want to know what Trent likes. We want to know what we could sell him or whatever. It gets in the hand of bad actors. And that's where these spam phone calls come from, links that you accidentally click and your whole things are wiped out. And the one I like to keep talking about is a lot of people now or a lot of scammers now are getting your information, getting control of the deeds of your homes and taking loans out on the equity that you have in your home. And before you know it, it's too late. So it's just getting really scary right now. Aura can help with all of this. All right. That is why I recommend today's sponsor, Aura, to my family, friends, and out louders. I should change that because you guys are my family and friends. So anyways, Aura takes care of the hard part for you, automatically removing your information off of these sites and keeping it off. Aura is an all-in-one digital security platform. And also just want to touch on that too. Automatically removing it. What they mean by that is you could manually send an email and say, hey, can you delete my information? Hey, can you do this? Hey, can you do that? A, you don't know if these companies are going to do it. And B, who has the time when you're ordering and doing all of these things to email them and say, can you remove my information on the background? Aura does it automatically for you. You may already have a digital security tool, but not having Aura is like locking your front door and keeping your back door open. With Aura, you get alerts if any of your personal information is ever found on the dark web, real-time fraud alerts for credit card or banking information. You get, credit card or banking information being found online. You get a secure VPN, antivirus, password manager, and they also have US-based support around the clock. Also, in the event that anything ever does go wrong, Aura also includes a $5 million identity theft insurance protection package. And I'd like to highlight, it's not an option, it is included. So do not play around. Use the second link below or the QR code beside me. If you do anything online, you want to use Aura, okay? Okay, now I didn't get a super thanks yesterday, so we're going to go directly to comments, and like we have been doing it lately, which I think a lot of you like, very random. We're not picking and choosing anything. We're going to scroll down. By the way, before we even start, I saw a lot of welcome backs yesterday. Thank you very much. My 4-day little trip to Phoenix was very, very fun and enjoyable. And nice to be back home with y'all, right? So thank you very much for all your welcome homes. All right, let's just go here, do random, scroll down, and scroll up, and then down, and then stop right here. All right, this one is from Lindell Williams. He says, Puffy should have been out. His conviction is unheard of, and most of the witnesses got caught lying, including the star witness. Free that man and get over with it. All right, I'm not going to get back into a Diddy conversation. I know that you guys have a lot of Diddy fatigue. I do as well too, but I do have to cover when things are happening. That is my job, but I get it. Thank you very much, Lindell. Hope I'm pronouncing it right. One thing I will say though, just quickly, is it is amazing the switch and the momentum that Diddy has garnered over the past year, where like everybody, like he was the most like disgusting, vile person on the planet. And after that court case and seeing the actual evidence they had against him and not what people were saying in criminal suits or whatever, the evidence, there's so many more people that are on Diddy's side. I'm not on one side or the other. And I also know that there's still people that hate him for what he did with Cassie. I totally agree with that part, but just interesting to see the comment section. Funny that right under it, somebody said Diddy's not going anywhere. And another person said, Christian Combs must keep his mouth shut. Anyways, that's the quick comments. Just want to remind you guys of the ways to give out super thanks. I didn't get one in the past 2 days. No, actually, I got one yesterday. I forgot about that. I did. I think it was Joy sent me one. Thank you guys very much for your super thanks. But if anybody wants to send me one today, let me show you how. There is a button at the bottom of every video that we post. You might see share, remix, like, or whatever. If you're on your phone, you might have to scroll over. Look for that thanks button. You click it. There's a dial. You can give back and support to the show whatever amount you would like. A lot of people have asked us, do you have a PayPal, Venmo? This is the easiest way to support the show. What I like about this is that you could change the thanks, put your own comment in there, and I'll read your comment back out the next day if you want me to read it. If not, it's fine. But it sends me a notification. So it's like sending me a text message. I'll like it, heart it, and reply right back to you. All right. So thank you very much for your support. We appreciate you. And here is YouTube explaining it better than I can.
Buy a super thanks by clicking the thanks button under your video. There are multiple price points a viewer can purchase that each have their own special one-time animation. As an added bonus, viewers will get to post a distinct, colorful comment in your video's comment section.
Well, thank you very much, YouTube, for that 14-second explanation. For me, it takes 3 minutes to explain it. YouTube, 14 seconds. Another way that you guys can give back and support the show is to become an Out Loud member today. With Out Loud memberships, you get loyalty badges, emojis, member-only live streams, member-only videos, early access to new videos, and member shoutouts. And of course, I do like a weekly vlog where I do behind the scenes, and we do like more deep dives and social discussions and stuff. So it's really fun. When you get to the join member menu, you'll see different levels. Out Loud, MVP, Proud, Family. It gives you all the same access. Just when we first started out, we had one, and people were saying that they wanted to just give us a little bit more because we're their favorite YouTube show. So there's, like you said, it's a tip menu. Whatever you want to support for the month, you can support, and thank you for your membership. All right, let's go to today's social discussion, okay? Today's social discussion is Sukihana says Suki's career would be better if she owned up to what she really does. If you're selling the then you selling that So if you guys remember, I don't even think I could play it because Suki is swearing a lot in it. Let me find a clip. I'll maybe bleep some stuff out because I want you to hear her say it. Just take a listen.
All these I'll put all of them, especially these rap. Like, sweetie, I ain't even gonna lie. I'm not even trying to be funny or like, sweetie, people will really you more if you just live in your truth.
So she just stop rapping and just say, hey, I sell.
No. I don't think she should stop. I don't think she should stop rapping. I just feel like whatever just live in your truth. Whatever the it is that you do.
Right.
That's why I got fans, because I say what I did. I know what the fuck I did. Can't nobody ever really call me out on nothing because I already said it. I already did it.
Okay, so I want to bring this to social discussion because y'all know, like, I'm an open book, right? And I understand people who don't want to be an open book, and I understand people that want to be private. But kind of like what I said with the inmate that escaped, it's 2025. It's very, very hard to be private. So if you remember a couple of months ago, one of Sweetie's friends, her manager that used to hook her up with these athletes and stuff that would pay her, bring her out, do it, whatever, she exposed her and she's like, yeah, you guys think that she's just here on IG and she's like a rapper, whatever. She's not really a rapper, but just like 1 or 2 songs. But yo, she is, like an OnlyFans girl. She's selling her stuff, but she's selling them to, athletes and rappers and this or whatever. And her manager does her booking for her. And, Sweetie came out a couple of days later and said she was going to sue her for defamation, etc. Now, I'm never going to tell anybody what to do, especially a woman. It's your body, your choice, or whatever. But what I'm saying is that it's 2025. There are thousands of women who are on OnlyFans who make a great living off OnlyFans. There's a bunch of women who are very open and honest with what they do when they choose to do with their body. Cardi B has been very, very open about her past, being a dancer, this or whatever. I just don't understand I understand it a little. I'm not going to say I don't understand. But I agree with Suki. I just feel like it's 2025. Do you, boo? You know what I'm saying? Like, if that is what you do, just be honest about it and just come out. Like, it's 2025. A lot of people are not going to care. Most of the people are not going to care. And I think it just makes it worse because someone's going to find out, and then it just looks worse on you because it's showing that you feel yourself like you're not a good person. That's why she wants to hide it, because she feels like it's not right. She feels like it's not the right thing to do. So she's like, I'm going to hide it. Where Suki is like, I feel like I'm okay doing this. She clearly, like, I'm okay doing this. I'll put it out there. That's how, like, a girl who's on OnlyFans is like, I'm okay doing this. It's okay. So I'm going to put it out there. Done. But Suki hiding it, that means inside you feel like it's not good. You feel like an HOE and you don't feel good, but you do it anyways. So, and that's why when it comes out, not only does it come out that you're doing that, but then it comes out and it's like, you thought it was horrible, so horrible that you hid it, but then you did it anyway. So you just look horrible. You look trashy. Then you look 3 or 4 times worse. Don't let people be able to have anything on you. It is a very, very small world. Everybody is going to know everything at some point. That's just how this world works. If you guys remember back in the day, you used to say 6 degrees of separation. Now with social media and online, it's 1 degree of separation. If you're doing something like that and involving another person, i.e. another man, that other man, the same way how he found you, has access to the other guys that could find you. So that's how come Suki was outed, or how everybody gets outed. And I feel that's why most women you see nowadays are just like, yo, I'm doing my own thing or whatever. And it's, to me, whether you agree with it or not, I don't think that's the point. What I'm saying is that if you are going to do that and you think it's okay, then do it. If you don't think it's okay, don't do it and find something else. Do you get it? If you don't think it's okay, don't do it. If you think it's okay, do it. The fact that you're doing it and hiding it, we clearly know that you in your heart, you don't think it's okay. And that is way more embarrassing than anything else that could happen, in my opinion. So y'all let me know what you think about Suki and Sweetie in the comment section below. All right, this brings us to question of the day. This is going to be good. Name me the best Michael Jackson song of all time, but you're not allowed to say Billie Jean or Thriller. Somebody said Rock With You. Love that song. Lady of My Life. The Lady of My Life. Butterflies. That's so underrated, man. Butterflies. Such a good song. Heaven Can't Wait. Chicago. Human Nature. Liberian Girl. Liberian Girl's also amazing. Remember the Time. Do you remember when we fell in love? I know you all know I wouldn't be able to do this without singing at least some songs, right? Human Nature, Liberian Girl, Human Nature. Yeah, Human Nature is dope, actually. Hold Me like the River Jordan. And then I didn't see to thee that you were my friend. Carry me. Yo. Man in the Mirror, forgot about that. Pretty Young Thing, of course. Remember the Time. Rock With You. Smooth Criminal. Smooth Criminal. I forget how Man in the Mirror goes though, like the melodies of it. The man in the mirror. We're gonna make a change. I bet today you look at yourself and make a change. Woo! Na 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 na. Of course, I would have remembered. Sorry. Don't stop till you get enough. Wanna be started something. Woo! Dirty Dan, I think we said that. Stranger in Moscow. Rock With You. Honorable mention. In the Closet. Woo! Keep it in the closet. Who was in there? I think Naomi Campbell's in that video. Anyways, we could go on and on. Butterflies. You Rock My World. Man in the Mirror. Break of Dawn. Somebody said all of them. Yeah, man. Dirty Diana. Scream with Janet. Remember that? Yeah, this is the last one I'll read because there's a couple. Man in the Mirror, Bad. Give In To Me, super good. Give In To Me, Remember the Time, Dangerous, Smooth Criminal, You Rock My World, Leave Me Alone. You Are Not Alone. I forgot that. You are not alone. I am here with you. And though you're far away, the time I did say. So good. All right, that was really good. Beat It. Woo, forgot Beat It. Beat It. Beat It. All right, I'm going to stop. You guys are probably getting annoyed with me. Y'all let me know. We just named a lot. Either say one of the ones that we repeated or no, not the ones that were repeated. Either repeat one of the ones I just read or come up with a new one in the comment section below. All right, y'all, that is it. I actually picked up my phone and being like, yo, what segment are we going to? That's how you know how much I love my job. I just love sitting down here and talking to you guys. It's wild. That's why these shows get so long. Anyways, let me wrap it up. Thank you so much for kicking with me. My second day back. Hey, I'm getting back into the groove. Hey, thank you for kicking with me, guys. Before I let you go, just want to remind you 3 ways to support. Well, 2 ways to support the show and 1 way to support yourselves. First, use the thank button below. Give back support to your favorite YouTube host. Also, you could join up with the Out Loud membership. It's also supporting your host. And our way to give back to you is signing up for Aura, Protect Yourself Online. Use the second link below or the QR code beside me. Also, I just want to remind you of all the ways to keep up with the Trend Out Loud show. For those of you who like to listen on podcast platforms, we're available on every single one of them. Just go to any pod site, type in Trend Out Loud, the show will pop up. Do not forget to hit the follow and subscribe button so you can be notified every time you upload a new show. And we do upload daily, 7 days a week. Now, if you're like me and you like watching your show and you need video, head on over to YouTube, type in Trend Out Loud, the show will pop up. I'm going to need you to do 6 things. First 2 is hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, get the algorithming. 3, and most important, please try to comment below. You guys are my co-host. I need y'all. We bring the topics. We bring my first take on it, and then we hand it over to you to comment back and argue with me, good or bad. It doesn't matter, okay? Now, for those of you who don't want to join in on a conversation, I don't want you to feel pressured, but one of my favorite things to do is sit down at night before going to bed and just read all the comments. And I love to see which country or city you are watching from. This is a global show, and it just gives me a warm feeling inside to know there's somebody across the world or somebody just right next door. So wherever you are, I just love to see it. Now, for those of you who are really enjoying the show, please try to share it with your family, friends, and loved ones. We're trying to grow this community. We're trying to grow this platform. So sharing really, really helps. 5th, please sign up for that Out Loud membership. And number 6, use that thanks button below and give back to your favorite YouTube host. For those of you who want to follow me outside of the show, I'm available on all social platforms, and it's also the same handle, Trend Out Loud. I'm the most active on Instagram. And speaking of Instagram, please follow the Trend Out Loud show. That is our show Instagram page. Throughout the day, we put up most of the stories that we're talking about, the full videos on YouTube. There's a lot of copyright reasons and restrictions. We put it in full there. You watch it throughout the day. It's more of a full watch when you watch the show when we post it around 7, 8 o'clock. All right. So make sure you stay looped in. I'll see y'all tomorrow, same time, same place. I hope I was able to make your night a little bit more enjoyable and ready for tomorrow. And for those who it's already morning, I hope we made your morning a little bit more enjoyable and you're ready to start your day. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It's your boy, Trend Out Loud. Peace.